Oh, it's Unit 4 today. Doing the right thing. Try to answer the questions and use the words. Do you like to break rules? What rules do you mostly like to break? Do you have loads of responsibilities at work? Plenty of responsibilities? Exactly. Definitely. Do you like to behave like an adult or grown up? Is freedom of speech important to you? And why? What kind of gum do you like to chew? What are your household chores? Shopping a real chore for you? Why? How often do you take out the garbage? Where do you take out the garbage? You have a garbage chute? Garbage containers outside. Do you like to do the laundry? Perhaps you prefer to dry or iron the laundry. How often do you do the washing up? It's the synonym. What's the passing grade in your company? When you have to pass some job interview, is there any passing grade you have to achieve? Have you ever been given a parking ticket? When? Have you ever been fined for speeding or the wrong overtaking? Like some documentaries about prisons, jails, there, death cells, capital punishments. By the way, do you support capital punishment in Ukraine? Feel very grateful, obliged to your parents. Does the exercise do you good? Physical exercise. Do you vote? How often are presidential elections held in your country? Make a fire, bonfire. Do you fasten your seat belts when you drive? Do you buckle up? Do you do military service? Do you feel safe and sound in your apartment? Do you usually buy a guidebook when you travel somewhere? Do you have any valuable painting at home? How are moral and spiritual values important to you? Do you keep all your valuables in the safe? Where do you keep the safe then? Do you do vaccinations against flu? Is your international passport valid? Does it expire? You always have a valid reason to miss a lesson. Driver's license. How long have you had it? Do your parents like to complain to you about life? Grumble or moan even? Do you moan? It's hard. Did you have to pay your tuition at university? What shirts do you prefer? Short-sleeved or long-sleeved? Do you shake hands with other people? Do you kiss on both cheeks with your relatives? Hospitable? Hospitality important to you when you come over? Do you make big arrangements before the New Year, for example? Do you usually bow before your boss? When do you bow? What bow instruments do you know? Do you like to wear a skirt below the knee? If you're a woman, of course. Do you like to look straight in somebody's eyes when you communicate? Or probably you avoid or elude eye contact. Okay? Let's move on working. Have you ever managed to elude some wound? What's your biggest meal of the day? Do you have a light breakfast or a substantial big one? To socialize at a party or business banquet. Do you think it's okay to communicate, to talk over lunch? Well, lunch is only the time for eating, for having meals. But the proverb of Soviet Union, when I eat, I'm absolutely speechless, dumb, and deaf. What Muslim countries do you know? What Muslim countries have you visited? Do you like to reveal your body when it's really hot? Do you prefer to reveal the truth if you hesitate? Do you usually place your shoes neatly facing the door you came in when you come over? Your friends, for example. Is an exchange of business cards essential, vital to you? What's the essence of life, in your opinion? To think about it. What position do you take at work? Do you remember what Japanese businessmen consider their professional duty? Try to say that in English. If you're invited to go out somewhere in a restaurant or a pub, what's not good to do? Try to remember. Do you usually smack your lips if you eat something delicious to show that this is really tasty? A compliment. Yep. Like to have refills of tea? Like tea, a lot of tea, I mean. Do you give a nod to someone that you know? Okay. Let's continue. Now we have a list of many derivatives like behavior, to behave, to act. So most words are familiar to you right here. But some of them can be a little bit awkward for you, weird. So let's try to activate them together. For example, do you usually keep in touch with all your relatives? Is it important? Possible in general. Do you honor elderly people? Do you like to debate some questions, some issues at work? What's the biggest revelation in your life that you discovered for yourself, revealed? I was really surprised. All right, we're moving on. Have you encountered great challenges at work recently? What's important for any introduction to people? Do you usually sense some tension at work? What do you do to avoid it? Are you competent in your field? Are the jokes that you usually tell other people true, or you make them up? Do you prefer to figure out things for yourself, or you really like to find some ready-made answers in Google? Let's continue talking about some meals over the world. So, do you like pasta? What's your favorite pasta? Spaghetti, noodles, macaroni? Do you like pizza? Who knows? What fish do you prefer? Raw, cooked, fried, grilled, smoked, maybe dried with beer? Is it good for you? Understand what a potluck supper means. Do you like a buffet or buffet style? There are no chairs, no tables, just maybe some little coffee table with refreshments, meals, and everybody's going around and socializing. So is it appropriate to you? Maybe it just contradicts or disagrees with your own vision of socializing. Like toasting, for example, sitting over their table all together, singing songs. Do you usually welcome your guests with cleanliness, spraying everything with water? Is it nice tradition, Japanese tradition? Do you normally see your guests out? If yes, so what place? And until left, let's say, until the entrance hall, or maybe you see them out for some time, just a little walk. Do you have big metal skewers? And what do we need them for? What's your favorite appetizer? And now the tricky question here. What's the difference between desert and dessert? Spelling, of course, and in meaning. So we are through here. We finished. What's left is nationality words in social English. Okay, we can have a little practice as well. So try to remember the adjective for Switzerland. Switzerland is the country, so what's the adjective? What's the country for a Dane? Finnish is an adjective. And we call the nation Finnish nation. Remember? Sweden is a country in the north. Very harsh, severe climate, long winters. So how do we call the nation, the people? What's the adjective for Sweden? What adjective? It's Dutch. What country for Dutch? And how do we call a person who's from Spain? You answered all these questions easily. If you put some mind in, there's no problem. You just need to remember to associate the word, to repeat several times, and of course, to use it. All right, so social English in Unit 4 deals with requests and offers. So you should be able to know how to request, to ask for something, what modal verbs we use for that. For example, if it's a normal, usual request, you can say, could you, or just will you, or can you, right? If you want to be really more polite, you use, would you be so kind? Would you mind? Could you possibly? Would you do me a favor, right? So you should just vary with that, and to be on the safe side, not to make a mistake. I mean, politeness, manner of good tone, decencies. Now we're moving on to offers. So how do we make an offer, right? So we usually use modal verb should or shall. So, but I prefer personally shall, because it shows some eagerness, some wish to help, some idea of support and desire to participate, right? Like, shall I open the window? Shall I help you with the car? Shall I do that? Shall I do this, right? Or should I? Sounds like a little advice, like I'm asking for, should I do that for you or not? So I'm neutral to this, and you can give me advice. Okay, right now I'm gonna ask you some lines and you try to react, okay? We have the check, please. Could you fill it up, please? Can I help you? Tell me the city code of Seoul, please. Shall I give you a ride? Would you mind opening the window? Be so kind and help me with the car, please. Could I have extension 238, please? Great. So the main idea of social English is to be able to ask for things and to offer them. Politely, of course, with the right grammar. So that's it for today. I appreciate your attention and work. See you next time in class. Bye.